My name is Cyril Verley. I'm the founder of CDV Systems and the COO of CodeBook Solutions. This is a presentation describing CodeBook and how it turbocharges your BIM and CAD data outside of BIM and CAD. We're going to take a closer look now at three big ideas of CodeBook. The first is interoperability and collaboration. CodeBook is a Rosetta Stone. So in terms of interoperability, it provides a complete solution for taking a variety of BIM or CAD platforms and linking those into a singular CodeBook database. So if your project is using a Revit architectural model, and perhaps it's using AutoCAD that represents the electrical drawings and MicroStation for the mechanical drawings, those different disparate BIM and CAD platforms can be linked into one CodeBook project, and then the data can pass back and forth. To further describe the CodeBook in terms of the library, if you have within the CodeBook library, we call it the kit of parts, if you have a piece of equipment, let's say a VAV box, that has all kinds of data information in that VAV box, you then can link it to a Revit model and have that particular Revit family as a VAV box tracked inside of CodeBook. Likewise, in the same project, there could be a DWG block represented that VAV box, or a MicroStation cell component, or a MicroGDS component, or an ArchiCAD component. Within the same library, that VAV box can recognize these various components in those various BIM and CAD platforms. So it's a dramatic way of managing a huge amount of data in a very concentrated format. Next is the ability or the power of the kit of parts to manage the data across a campus. Here's a campus, for example. This is a campus of an institution. It's got a variety of building models in the project. And here's that same campus as a diagram. You've got campus site plan, and then each of these rectangles here represents a unique building. Here's the admin building, the chem lab building, the research safety building, or the north lab building. And within each of the buildings, there are different BIM or CAD models that exist that represent the overall data of that project. The CodeBook kit of parts sits outside all of these different buildings. So within that kit of parts, you have things like individual assets, VAV boxes, or you have O&M data attached to those assets, or perhaps you have room types that define all the requirements for a typical room in a project. Let's say you're doing a hospital. You've got a single bed patient room. All the requirements for that single bed patient room can be defined in the CodeBook kit of parts completely outside the BIM or CAD projects. Then each building has its own CodeBook project. So imagine you're doing a project in Revit and you've got to apply a URL link to that particular family. You're required in Revit to have to load that family into every Revit model across the entire campus in order to read the data and update the data. Here, you make the change once at the kit of parts level, and that automatically updates across all the projects instantly. There's no need to do any kind of update. It's an automatic update across all the CodeBook projects across the facility. Likewise, if you're doing a large hospital project and you've got the requirements for a room type that might be used across multiple buildings across a campus, you can make a change at the room type level and have it automatically change across the entire campus. I can't do that in BIM or CAD that quickly and that automatically. Again, this turbocharges BIM or CAD. If I look more closely at a unique building, so now this is the admin building. That admin building may have multiple Revit models linked to it. It may have an architectural model, mechanical models, electrical models, plumbing models, fire protection models. That same building might have AutoCAD files, or MicroStation files, or Excel files that represent the overall data of that particular project. Again, the CodeBook kit of parts sits completely outside that project, and this building has its own CodeBook project database, where CodeBook allows you to link in multiple BIM or CAD platforms into the same CodeBook project. And again, data can pass back and forth, and of course, you've got this CodeBook database is linked to the kit of parts. So if a change happens in the kit of parts, it's automatically changed in the CodeBook project. And because we can map parameter information back and forth, we can then take the parameter changes that have occurred at the kit of parts, and if we want, we can link it to the Revit models and pass that data back and forth into the models or into the AutoCAD files or into the MicroStation files.